Welcome everybody to episode 10 of Monkey Business Show. Yay! Today we have two amazing guests. Oh, and Alan is the third amazing guest. He is in a different category of amazingness. We have Tommy and Misha from the Dota team. Hello guys, how are you guys?
Hello. Great. How about you?
I'm good. I heard that you had a very long trip before coming to this podcast. So we're very happy to have you.
Yeah, I made a mistake by booking a 9 a.m. flight, so I had to wake up quite early. But at least you learn from your mistakes, right? Next time I'm gonna book something else.
Anything to fly KLM, right?
Yes.
Oh, that one wasn't KLM though, was it? Are we allowed to do
I think
airplane sponsorship? I'm sorry.
But I think one of the flight was a KLM, but the final flight was SAS.
Right. Tommy will do.
Is Tommy like a KLM fanboy?
Yeah, Tommy will do
He just
a
wants
lot.
KLM flights.
Yeah, to get those points, dude. He will take
the points.
almost a connecting flight rather than a direct flight to get those points. You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Misha, you are in Lisbon right now, right?
Yeah, I am playing Dota every day, so super happy days right now.
Well, we've been trying to get you guys into the podcast, but obviously you were busy with the season. But the moment that the season was over, I tried to squeeze you in because all the comments were like, "Hey, bring the boys! It's great that you guys are talking, but can you bring the boys?" So here are the boys. Misha he was our coach during TI10, and now he's our captain and leader of the team. And Tommy was our first signing when we were putting the team together. So I think we have a lot of things to discuss. But I wanted to start with a few questions for Misha. Sorry, and Alan is the general manager of the Dota team. Okay, Misha. So how is the story of how we found you? Because we've heard the story obviously from Seb, how he started playing with you and he started messaging you. But how did you end up the coach of OG?
I mean, it's not that easy. It's only his side of the story. In reality, I was just trying to play a lot. I didn't try to snipe him, but I was just trying to play a lot of Dota and to let as much people as I can to notice me, and it just happened naturally by coincidence that we played really a lot of games with Seb, and with him and against, and I won with him and I won against him, had a good win rate, and I thought it can be a good moment to add him, I feel like I win him and I win with him, good moment. So yeah, he added and we talked a bit, and I said him that I'm big fan and I want to be a coach. I mean, I could be a coach, I could be helper, I could be analyst, whatever. I could do a lot of things, and I explained to him how I view the Dota, how I could change the way the team is playing right now, why I think it's not in the best shape right now and stuff. And he liked it, but he said it's all good, but it's not the best moment, and later maybe we can make it work. And in 6 months he wrote me that time to try, and we tried.
That's amazing, dude. Well, we've been very public about it, and Johan and Seb have spoke about it, but you completely revolutionized how we play Dota. We went from being a not very good team during the whole season to make it all the way to TI, and the way we play the qualifiers. Qualifiers were very rough. Those teams were very good. Chandra played amazing, and so did Nigma. So we were there because of you and thanks to you. And then, the world suddenly changed, and Johan and Seb decided one of them to retire. They wanted to take a break. Mm-hmm. And we had that moment, which, again, we spoke about that moment without you, but now you're here, where we sat down after TI to do the debriefing, and you had that moment of I'm here, I want to do it, I feel I can do it, I want you guys to believe that I can do it, and we were like, he's doing it. So how was that for you?
I mean, it's great. I mean, I was mostly touched by the stories because I was almost the last one to speak. I was just listening to what people were saying because like Seb said a lot of things and Johan, and it was like, and everyone, and Tobias, Martin, Sumail, everyone. Like I was just listening and was like, it was like super emotional actually, like because they were talking like from their heart, and I wasn't focused on like what I'm saying like at all. Yeah, I was just listening to them mainly.
So after that meeting, we sat down together, Johan, Seb, and Tobias as well, and everybody was like unanimous, it's Misha. Misha is the next person to take the project forward. And then we told you, and then we started looking at, okay, who could we be the first person that we approach, and who could it be the person that we want to talk to? And Tommy, this is where you enter the story, because I was with you in TI9, and I have a feeling of what Misha wanted, and how Misha, how he's super creative, and he's like all about good vibes. And we spoke about you, and I said, we need to look at Tommy. But when we came to you the first time, we didn't really have a project. It was not like, oh, Johan, Seb, Sumail, Saksa, and now Misha is here. Do you want to join? It was more like, hi, it's me and Misha. Do you want to join the circus? So how was that for you?
I mean, that was quite interesting. I was already like, during that phase, I was considering highly of Southeast Asia or other regions. I actually had like some offers, but I thought like, I always liked OG because of the good vibes you guys see on the outside, on even on the inside. It looked like a really fun team to be around on, and it's true. So I don't regret my decision at all. I just think like that time, I still wasn't 100% sure, and that's why I needed more conversation with Misha and get a feeling of how he thinks about Dota and how he wanted to approach the game. And I think like after knowing him more as a person, it convinced me entirely that okay, I want to play for this guy. I want to make him even a better Dota player, and I make him. I want to go to LAN events with him. I want to play tournaments with him, and I want to play with him. Like I think he has a great potential to be the best captain. But sometimes Misha may be too nice, too nice. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just yeah.
So when the first time, just tell me, be honest with me. So the first time that we told you, hey, look, we want you to be an OG, but it's gonna be a called different OG. Did you already heard the news that these guys were all leaving, or you thought that, oh, let me see what pieces OG has, and then when you find out, there's like, no, it's just actually Misha right now. It's Misha and me.
Oh, I actually thought maybe the first day I thought 2 players were leaving. Since you guys were talking to me, I assumed Saxa was leaving, right? And then I was assumed like either Johan or Seb is leaving. I was thinking it was probably Seb because of the eye treatment he had before TI, so it was more reasonable thing was Seb than Saxa. And then the team would be like Notel. Actually, no, that would not make sense. I thought like Notel was gonna coach. Yeah, that was what I thought. And then Misha would play with Topson, and then Sumail would stay. And yeah, that was like my mindset.
So by then you've talked also a lot about from your perspective from Liquid that something has to change and all that. But you actually, I didn't know that you were looking at SCA teams. You thought yourself you could be living there as well instead of in Europe?
I think they with the right teams I could probably live in SCA, but like after considering for like put more time into it, I was like, with COVID still going on, and right now it's still going on, and travel restriction may change at any time, and I will be stuck in Southeast Asia for a long time, and I would not like that. So I changed my mind quick.
And Misha, what was the thing that you like about Tommy? Why you thought it could be a good addition for your team? You obviously knew about him, but I don't know. Tell me a little bit more about how you came to Tommy.
I mean, the 3 things, like very simple things, like from what you would want to have from your teammate. Like I saw like 3 things about him. First thing, he's like very high rank. He was top 1, means he's a grinder. That's the best mindset of a teammate. Like you always want players who you never want to like force them to play or ask them to play. You want them to be hungry to always play on their own. Like so that's like the first thing, and it's good. It's very
You learn after
important.
TI10 with us, that nobody wanted to play.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
like, I need people that
Of course.
actually want to play.
Yeah, so we have this. Then player has to be positive and kind, and like I see it from pubs, I see it from like, I mean, I'm just in Dota, I see tournaments and everything. I understand like what mentality every player has, like not maybe 100%, but at least. And I felt like, and I'm definitely not wrong, that he has positive mentality and he's a kind person. And the most important part, the last part, is like Dota. I think I wanted the player that can do different things and not be afraid to try different things, that can be like either very team oriented or very strange, like very like some strange strats or like some strange individual heroes that you don't expect some like usual post 4 player to play and stuff, and like, and the way he plays the game, like he is not like narrow minded. It's not like some players that are like super scripted and do a lot of similar stuff. uh like and when it all comes together, like I definitely like first think of him because nobody else fits those.
That's amazing. And Alan was our manager of the academy team when we had the Dota seed and the OG seed. And then he was working in OG in part of the sponsorship. And you guys knew each other as well. Is that correct,
We bumped
Alan?
in. Yeah, we bumped. Me and Misha, you mean?
You and Tommy.
Oh, me and Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I bumped into. I don't know when I would have first met Tommy. When did you got any idea?
I think ESL Birmingham.
Oh,
As
right.
well?
Yeah.
I think we met at the ESL Birmingham was first.
I think largely shout out to Pexu for sort of introducing us, because I was working with Pexu a lot during that time, and Pexu was really friendly with the Liquid guys. So if we were at the same event, we'd sort of hang out with those sort of guys, and I got to know most of the guys, and I saved Tommy's ass when we were in when we were in LA, right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely did.
Tommy was gonna go, I think, to the Tommy. You were going somewhere. The zoo. I want to say the Disneyland.
No, we were trying to change our flight or something
We
because
were. Everyone was flying out and trying to get out of LA as soon as that event finished because the pandemic was coming. Flights were getting cancelled. But I think you were gonna go somewhere else in America, and I want to say it was like a tourist thing. And
it was
Disneyland.
the Disneyland actually. Yeah. But
yeah,
it got cancelled.
Understandable.
They
And I think
like
we
stopped
just-
everything,
and I think
and
we
then we
just
tried to get out of the country.
yeah, and I think you came to the flight and there were just space. There was a couple of spaces left on the flight or something. I can't even remember the full story.
Yeah, it was good.
It
I
was
was
chaotic.
able to leave like days earlier. Yeah, it was pretty chaotic. God bless.
Yeah, and I know
This sounds
Misha
like a thrilling story.
and I know Misha from my time in Ninjas in
Yeah,
Pajamas.
we met.
Yeah, we worked
You
together.
were there in Ninjas
We
in
already
Pyjamas,
worked together.
Misha?
Yeah. We worked together. I was captain and he was a manager.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I joined NIP when they replaced Seneko, and one of the first things I had to do was find a captain, and well, we went for him. So I was well aware of this, how good he was as a player, but also just as a leader, and as somebody to
It's very
motivate people.
Very interesting that we say this because I think that Misha is obviously an incredible captain, but when NIP traded Soneko, they got worse immediately.
Yeah.
He was in a way the glue of that. So I think that Misha, you needed to build your own team from the beginning, not just take over a team that you haven't designed, because you have such a
It
unique
didn't work.
mind, that you wanted to build your own pieces. And to go back to the story, you told me the reasons why you like Taiga. But then you guys together started talking about other players, right? And you talk about a lot of different players. So how do you guys landed into BCM, AMMAR, and Juragi?
I mean, it's a big task to find course. Like I don't think it's like a usual situation where you have like two subs looking for 3 cores. Usually core of a team like have like pos 1 or pos 2 or pos 3. So those people, they had to be fresh people. They have to be new people. They shouldn't be connected to something else. They have to be like open-minded, and because like usually in cyber, like in gaming, we have a lot of like combos of friends, like like in EG, for example, some Creed and RTD and stuff like that, and a lot of people they play together. And when you find like three peoples when you weren't connected at all, you definitely just want them to be able to adapt, because they will have to adapt to each other as three players from zero, and it's a very very big task. It's not like two cores adapting to one. It's like three, and like to each other. It will be a mess no matter what. So they have to be smart, they have to be good, they have to be open-minded. So those were the most important. So they have to be young.
And then I think we landed, the first person that we really looked into was AMMAR. AMMAR was the one that was like, okay, the offliners, we saw that there was actually not that many of them that weren't connected to a team, and there were not that many of them that we liked. And we first talked to AMMAR. The conversation was AMMAR. I want to make it public right now. It was the craziest conversation I had during the whole booking people. Because we go, it's Misha and I, and say, hi AMMAR, we're building a new project. Misha's gonna be the captain, and we would like to figure out if you would like to work with us. And his answer was like, okay, I got an idea. So you hired Creepwave, Misha, coach. I'm like, no, AMMAR. So like, hear me out for a second.
Jesus.
So
He's still
Misha is the
probably
captain.
open to this.
I would say, Misha is the captain, and then we're gonna look for the. It's like, no. Misha coach, Creepwave here, no tail captain. I was like, no, okay. And I'm gonna explain it to you again, Mark. So I was like, is he not understanding, or I am not explaining it properly? And I don't know. I think I left the conversation thinking, I think I should write it to him. Like, hey, dude, this is it's a whole new project. We're not discussing Misha. Misha is the one that we have already chosen. So now we're looking for people that want to play with Misha. Okay. Well, now, and he said, I want BCM. I was like, okay. So we went from AMMAR, and then we started talking to different mid players. And we talked to a few of them. And it was very interesting because, Tommy, you were already part of this conversation. We looked at a bunch of them, and we had a few interviews. And I think that all the ones that we were talking, they were all really, really good. And I think that at one point, maybe Misha, maybe I'm wrong, but please tell me, we were looking to someone maybe a little bit more experienced than BCM, because we're like, okay, so it's a new captain, maybe Tommy here is the veteran. If we bring a 16-year-old, maybe can we bring a mid player that is 20, 21, 22? But every single time we keep watching BCM, we're like, fuck, are we really just not picking the right guy just because he's 16? And you started talking to him, right?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, we had those thoughts that maybe it would be better if we get like more experienced mid laner, like because like mid lane is much more connected to the side lane course. Like it's pretty logical, right? Like because like if you like have an experienced carry, he's not going to help off lane and mid lane. But if you have experienced mid lane, for example, like in China, right? They take maybe Somnus in any team, and he makes the team like more experienced, more stable, more team Dota, good early game, like things like that. It's very very simple. It works. Like it's a good idea, but every time I'm watching like his game, like as you said, like he is too good. You can't like chase those like things when like the Dota part just says you just look at it, like it's a different level, it's much better, you just can't ignore it, and you just have to listen to it, I think.
Yeah, and I remember you saying this, you just have to listen to the Dota. You keep telling that to Johan and Seb, you just have to listen to the Dota, and yeah, you were like, no, this kid is the kid. And we talked to Topias and we said, hey, do you know this guy? And he was like, yeah, he's pretty good. He sent me a message saying, just look at the mid player from Creepwave, because I think he could be very special. And I was like, okay. And then the group of 2 became the group of 4 with the 2 kids. And then we had to go and look for a carry. And we look everywhere for carries. And we actually, I'm not going to say audition, but we try out 2 of them, right? We played with 2 of them, a few pubs, I think.
Don't
Me.
think
I
so.
played.
Yes. Oh, you played. Okay.
Oh.
I played games with Artem. I played 1 or 2 games in pubs. Yeah, in rankeds with him.
And you actually mentioned to us very early that you thought that carry player was going to come from CIS region. You said, I think this is, you need someone that wants to play, that is passionate about playing, that wants to play all day, all night. And I think that you were very clear about it, because if you find already a bunch of other players that want to be like that, you couldn't really come with like a star player of, I don't play. No, you wanted like somebody that play. So why did you decide on a space back then, Yuragi now?
I mean, again, very similar story to BDM. You go through personalities, you go through Dota games, you look at replays, how people play Dota, you try to to understand like the way they make decisions. Then you call to them, you talk to them, and like first of all, he was like super excited to play with us back. Like not everyone was, and it's a big thing. Like for me, like maybe even the biggest. Like he's super excited to work with OG. Like, and he's like, yeah, like that's cool. Let's go. And that's the first thing. Second thing. So I already understand that things are gonna gel together on long term. Like even things go rough at the start, we can still be together. So I already know it. That's the first thing. Second thing, of course, Dota. Very simple. Like I'm watching the way he plays, and he doesn't have a lot of competitive games. I was like even just watching his rankeds, and like only few of competitive games, like because they were like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, like not very realistic. And I really enjoyed it. I saw like the perfection. I saw that he is like careful when it's needed. I saw that he is aggressive when it's needed, because like what I hate the most is like not aggressive players. And I was just definitely trying to, first thing I'm trying to notice when I look at carry replays is that like the balance of aggressiveness, the farm and the stuff. And if I would found him like a farm bot that doesn't join the team, that does nothing, I would have instantly canceled him. And I was looking for those things and I couldn't. Like he was pretty perfect for me, and from the way I view Dota. So very good match.
That's awesome. I want to highlight one of the things that you are saying, because I think that a lot of people mistreated you, Misha, and I know you're not up for vengeance or out for revenge, but I've been enjoying you destroying people, because I think that there was a moment where nice. I got the constant feeling of people telling you, well, you're not Johan, you're not Seb, and you constantly, I saw you in the interviews having to justify, hey, yes, but I'm Misha and I want you to play with me. And a lot of people didn't want to play with you, and I'm putting them on blast. A lot of people didn't believe. And I think that, Tommy, one of the reasons why I've been so thankful to you is that in that moment you had more to lose by coming to play with Misha. But you believed. Definitely. And I'm glad you believe, because, we were OG, it was Seb and Johan. When Seb and Johan were vouching for Misha, then that's it. We're all behind, You knew these guys were not going to bounce for someone that was not great. But Misha hadn't proved that it was great yet.
I mean, the thing that actually convinced me so much was that Misha's personality and the vibes he gave off is like there was some light shining behind his behind him. When you were talking to Misha, it's like just a feeling like there's something about this guy that I want to play with.
It's true.
So
did you feel that much when we were in Dubai in between the games? I thought that you get, after a loss you get that little rattle, don't you? And then you get Misha on the line, and the minute he started saying, I don't want to say what you were saying, but the coaching that you gave in between the games, it's like the room goes clear. It feels, it's just, you understand everything that they want to hear, how they need it delivered, and it's magical, to listen to. I don't want to make it out to be ridiculous.
So I wanted to talk about Dubai in a second, because I'm going to get there, because Misha is an amazing coach. Amazing coach. We know it because we had him with us, So during this time that Chu was actually playing with the team and Misha was coaching, you actually got to see how great of a coach he is. Because he's fucking fantastic. So he adds a lot of it.
Thanks.
And I think that there was this, and I'm going to be honest as well, this is the podcast of being honest. There was a few moments when I first Misha that I was like, is this guy just fake? Is this guy just saying this shit because he wants to be liked? And I remember I talked to Seb and Johan, I was like, this guy is super fucking corny. And he's like, dude, you're not getting it right. He is authentic. He's saying this because he feels it. He's not saying this because he's being corny. And I was like, huh, really? And the moment that I started thinking like that, everything changed. Because the corniness became authenticity. And the moment that I stopped thinking that you were corny, you know the word corny, Misha? It's like corny is like those coaches that is
explain
like,
it a bit.
hey, you did a good job. Thanks for trying. I was like, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
For
But no, for
forced
you-
positivity, stuff like that. I get
Correct.
it.
Like, for example, every day we rank the day. We have a joke in OG. And every day we rank the day. We have a few things at the end of the day that we do a debrief, and we rank the day 1 out of 10. Misha is always a 10 out of 10. I was like, Misha, we had a fucking shitty day today. Nothing worked today. What do you mean 10 out of 10? He's like, yeah, 10 out of 10. I was like, okay, fine, you're not taking this serious. But I understood later that for you it was a 10 out of 10 because you were spending your day doing what you love the most. That's why it's always a 10 out of 10. Because days that you do that way, it's great. So I can see the positivity and all that. And Tommy, for you, you've been in other teams, but you've been mostly in Liquid with Insania and all that. They are also pretty happy and a good bunch of guys. But what was the biggest change for being in OG with Misha and being in Liquid with Insania?
I think definitely the open-mindedness of all the players, because our team is very inexperienced, considering the course and the age. And I think the biggest difference is that I feel that things are getting deja vued in a way, because I see myself in the course, because it's the same way when I played in Alliance back in the days, on the same age, you know, and then there was like Insania being me right now in a way. So I guess that's like the biggest difference, is that I'm seeing myself in the other players when I was a lot younger.
Does that help you deal with them better, or does that help you like, okay, I know how he's been a little shit?
Well, it does help me understand them better, and I think that's a
Right.
really good thing. Like being able to understand them, being able to like understand how childish they can be at times and why they're being like that. They don't really mean like bad, like bad things about it. They just at that age, and that is how they act at some certain points, just because they want to be cool. They're still at that pace, so they want to be good. They want to play and play and play. Eat unhealthy, that too. I was at that point too. A lot of things, but
When I talked to Johan, one of the main advices that he told me was like, do not make them grow faster. Like, we're not trying to get 16-year-old players that behave at 22. We want 16-year-old players that can behave 16, because that's going to bring the kind of magic that we're looking for. So don't push them, to grow hard and grow faster. And Misha, how do you deal with them? Obviously you guys are in a very different part of your life. You are 24 right now?
Yeah.
And then they're 16.
I mean-
So how do you deal with them? How do you help them?
I mean, it's not easy. Like, not everything works. Not everything goes according to how I want it to be. They are like humans, and I have to respect them, and I do respect them. I don't have to. And they have their opinions, they have their personalities, their habits, and their view of the world. And like, for example, if with Artyom, your idea it's like pretty simple. But BZM, AMMAR, more different personalities, more different nationalities, and they're like super crazy and like fun and like explosive, and you never know what to expect. And like every day of the scrims can be a ride of like good and bad moments, and a lot of crazy things can like good and bad can outcome from that. And we are trying to find balance, how to control it, and it's a big task. But as you said, not to shut it down, because we have it because they're good at Dota, and because like they're free, right? And this freedom allows them to do different things. So we have to balance it out, to let them do their thing in game still. Yeah.
So I'm going to make you what probably is one of my best compliments for you, Misha. I think that a lot of players will be defined by who their coaches or their captains are early in their career. And a lot of, I think, in my opinion, players are ruined because they were taught this is the only way that Dota plays. This is the only way that Dota works. And Dota changes all the time. And the way there is new ideas and new things of doing that. So if you get stuck in one way of playing Dota, you won't win because you have to always play something different. So when we wanted to go young, it's because you wanted young players not to force them into seeing the world the way that you wanted to see it. It was more like you need young players that want to play and that they're open to anything. Because you wanted to try a lot of different things. You didn't want to play the same way that OG played on TI10. You wanted to take some of these fundamentals and then take it to a completely different place, right?
Yeah, I mean, let everything like throw like challenges at us, and it will shape us. Like, right? We will understand things when we lose tournaments, when we will win tournaments, when we scream. We will understand like everything, and it all comes from players. Like, so we definitely needed time. Now we definitely understand like who we are and what we are, and we already started building on top of that. But before, like, I can't plan anything or predict. We definitely had to experience that. Yeah.
Johan told us that one of the things that you really like is that you have a very CIS structure mentality about Dota, and that's how you were able to implement great changes on the other team immediately. And from this one, remember Tommy? He had like a very clear plan of what he wanted to do. He didn't want to get immediately on the strategic part or that. He just wanted you guys to play together, you guys to play the team fights, you guys to play like that. And if you learn how to play like that, then it doesn't matter what hero you put there. It's all about playing together, playing together, playing together. And do you guys feel that you're on outside of that stage into the more nuanced part of Dota, or where are you guys as a team right now?
I mean, laning, like half of the things you said are like mostly about laning, and half about the way team talks to each other and the way they play with each other. Our laning is still like in the moment of shaping it. It's not in the best form. We still have some failures. We have some great moments. We had like a lot of experiments. We've laned me with AMMAR, we've laned Tommy with Artyom, we've even laned coach with Artyom and coach with AMMAR. So we've done a lot of different things and we learned from them. We've seen a lot of perspectives because coach played with AMMAR in previous team and Creep. They were laning together. They gave us another perspective. For example, how I can lane better with AMMAR and stuff like that. And we are still trying to improve on that because when players came, I expected them to be not as good on laning as they appeared to be, because they appear to be pretty good on it, like really good, like above the level that I expected. So it wasn't big. It wasn't such a work to make them better on basic things. Now it's about teamwork, like how you attack together, how you do things together. It requires talking, it requires feeling each other, it requires like playing a lot of games each other, and like it requires time. And we are on a good way. And on the Dota part of the game, now I think we are making really good steps. I wouldn't say anything loud, but I just like the way team is going right now, because before Dubai, right into the Dubai, I just loved the way like guys played, and Dota was really good. Result isn't like satisfying. Maybe not everyone is happy, and they shouldn't be. But I really loved the change of the dynamic in the game. We attack more, we defend better, we do so much stuff. We care about the game much more. Like people like boom boom boom, they're like talking like this is happening, what do we do, boom boom boom, and people are trying. I started to getting much more deep into the team Dota, because they already played against Team Spirit online on LAN. They played against big teams in online tournaments, and now they understand the pace of the game, the pressure when they're not playing scrims, like not actually caring where they're playing official, where they're playing full power, where they want to win. And we had to experience those punches. Once we got shaken by them in the middle of a season when we had a loss streak, now we already started the work. And the way it goes, I love it. I think we are becoming pretty good at it. Like, I would say even much better than at laning. So these things like progresses much faster. Yeah.
Tommy, you have anything to add?
I mean, Misha just said pretty most of the things, but I have to say I agree like all of them. I think like this tournament or that tournament in Dubai like showed a lot of things like how lack of experience we had, and I'm still like really proud that we made top 6 or top 5. Top 5 in my head, I'd say. And also at that tournament, it just made us miss Misha a lot more than, normal. So, gotta tell you
No.
that, Misha, we really miss you.
Thanks.
He's addictive, eh? Be careful.
Yeah, it's actually addictive.
I think it was good that you guys saw Steam Spirit and Enigma in LAN. They're very fast. Enigma plays so fucking fast sometimes. And it was good. It was good
Yeah, they
seeing them. I
definitely do.
actually enjoy seeing them in their best form, Because, Enigma for the last few months has not been like that. And then you see him on LAN, it's like, holy shit, these guys are dangerous, eh? On LAN.
Last few months, I would say much more than last few months.
I was being very
They had a
generous.
very long downtime. Yeah, they've been on a loose stream for a much longer time. Like I'm really happy to see them back. I even tweeted like before the start of like the first Europe like division. I expected them to be a really good team, and I'm happy to see them back because like come on, like they have to be in the top. Like they have to be in the
Yes.
top 3 on like of every tournament. This is Nigma, come on. Yeah, I'm so happy to see them back.
So think
I
about it from
enjoy getting
Enigma's
my-
perspective. Sorry, Tommy, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna add a comment about like, I enjoy getting my ass kicked by Miracle Invoker.
That's good, eh?
There you have it.
It's really fucking good. Yeah. So what I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like, if you really think about Enigma's perspective, besides the major that they won, and I think they finished second or third, they have not been able to go to a LAN until now. But we've seen them that every single time they go to a LAN, they're very, very dangerous. And Tommy, you were saying that you enjoy getting your ass kicked by Enigma?
I enjoy getting my ass kicked by Miracle Invoker. I think his Invoker is a treat. So,
We were talking to Topias last week about how different it is, the different invokers and how everybody plays it differently. And how Topson was one way and Miracle is one way and BCM is completely different as well. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the most dangerous invoker? Miracle?
BZM.
Yeah.
Not even close.
He's confident. He is confident. If you tell him he's not the best invoker in the world, he is going to stop listening to anything you say after that.
Top 5 of invokers. First is B, second is Z, third is M, then Miracle, and then someone else. That's the top.
Amazing.
Can I tell the story about how I made a mistake with BZM's name announcement, by the way?
Enlighten me.
Did you know what happened here, Jay?
No.
So he was previously called. What's his previous name? Hansa. I never know exactly. Yeah. And he wanted to change to BZM, and he told me on voice he wants to change it to BZM, and I was like, okay, perfect. As a English person, you'd normally say BZM, so I actually didn't twig that BZM was 3 letters. So I said to him, "Oh, can you type it to me?" So he obviously thinks this weird old man's asking me to spell 3 letters for him. So he said, "Oh, it's like BZM." I said, "Yeah, I know, but like, just write it for me so I don't make any mistakes." And I think he thinks I say, or that I'm asking him to spell it phonetically. So he writes BIZIEM. So I'm like, okay, so I change his name on the Discord server to that, and then we announce him as BusyM. I don't know however you'd say that. And he was like, what is this? That's not my name. It's BZM. So during the first announcement, I got his name completely
Well
wrong.
played.
So my apologies, but there is a story behind it.
You had one job, eh?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
You
He
had
wrote
one
that
fucking
to me.
job, Alex.
I changed his name on the Discord, and he didn't mention it. He said to me, "Oh, I thought you were just trolling me." Yeah, it's probably a sign.
So it's actually good. We should introduce also how Alan joined the circus. So after we got the boys, so first we put the team together with Misha, and then after we have the boys, we need to figure out who was the manager. And because of the complexities of this team and their visas, and the fact that 2 of them are minors, and they still go to school, my thesis was that we wanted somebody that was a little bit more experienced in life, that could be around Dota all day. And you guys will be surprised, finding managers are very, very hard with these, let's say, requests. Because a lot of I would say the managerial job can be sometimes very sacrificial. You spend a lot of time away from home and you spend a lot of time, there. And it's not like the highest paid job in the world. So it normally falls into younger people that are normally already around of a team. Not to trivialize it, but it's like younger people that are, many times it's like the first job in esports. They become the manager of the teams and then they go into organizations and they grow that. But that's not what we wanted. So our idea was that the old manager, Walter, who was with the team and is also the one managing all this one, was going to be upgraded to the esports coordinators for operations to help all of the coordinations. And then that you are going to come in and hopefully provide this older brother kind of like or fatherly embrace into the team. Because you have kids of your own, right? You have 2 kids?
I do. 3.
You have 3
3.
kids and now you have 8.
I have 3.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean,
well, these two are responsible.
I,
And
I,
Coach Chu, he's very good. So
I think having Alan and the fact that he can actually talk to us and to persuade us and to make us understand simple things, and the way he talks to us, I think he's very important to the team, as important as coach, to make the team gel together and stick together. I think he's doing a very good job. Yeah, I think he's a perfect fit.
Let's settle down.
He's
a little bit.
He's our mental support,
He's more.
He's like a dad
I
figure.
thought about that. And because when we have the Dota team before and the CSGO team, I've learned a few things, Like in the Dota team, Johan and Seb are great leaders. So in a way, we didn't need it like Walter or even Tituan, to be those leaders. They all have different roles. Walter is like very, very operational driven, He didn't need to take a space or take a spotlight. And Tituan was more like a soft voice. But for this team, we needed something very different. And we're going to get to coach in a second. Because first in the story was Alan first. And then we got together and we said, okay, who do you want as a coach? And that's when we started talking to Shu. But that was you, Misha. You brought Shu and you said, I want to play with this guy. And
yeah.
Why? What did you saw about him that you like?
I mean, it's all easy and simple. I've been talking to him about Dota every day for a few hours for a year or 8 months or 10 months. When I was without team, when I was with team, then when I joined OG as a coach, I didn't leak him things, but I was just discussing the way Dota is being played, and I just learned something new, and I wanted to discuss it more. For example, team meeting is over, we finished scrims, boys plays pub, but I want more Dota, and I want to think more, and sometimes to develop some ideas to make them go to the next level. One mind isn't enough. You need to bounce them left, right, to make them much more real and shaped and much more acceptable, and to make them work. Sometimes you can get lost very, very fast, if you're alone, theory crafting. So I basically he helped me a lot, and he's a brilliant Dota mind. It's not I needed someone to talk to. It's I wanted to hear his opinion on things, first of all. That's why I was calling him all the time, because I think he's smart, and I think the way he sees Dota is very pure and smart, and mathematical and smart and rational. And he understands all those concepts, and he shows them in the way he plays Dota, in rankings. I see it, he hasn't lost it or anything. He has very, very good feel for Dota right now on this patch and on previous patch. So I just share with him, and I share knowledge with him. He shares his ideas with me, and we talk, and now time to make a team. And who should I take as a coach, but not as a person who is understands everything I understand, and he understands everything a lot more. He understands how I view the Dota, and it's not we have the same view of Dota. It's we argue, and it's the best. If you had the similar understanding, it's the worst. It makes no sense. It's one man split on two. It's nothing, no impact. But if you see Dota differently and both ways are great, it gives you a lot, because then you launch the engine or heart of a team where you think about ideas and they bounce and you create them. You can decline ideas. So it's not that like maybe it looks like because I played with him and I know him that I brought a friend, but I just brought the brightest Dota mind I can like think of when I needed help when I made a team. Like he's the first one. Yeah.
Misha is just throwing flowers at everybody. Yeah, he can't stop.
Yeah.
He's fun to
It's
work
amazing.
with.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you like write to me in my next dating profile. You know. So Tommy, obviously your last team was very different also culturally because you guys were very very European and very Scandinavian. Do you feel a lot of the different cultural differences right now with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's my first time playing with a lot of like 2CS players. I can see like Scandinavia is definitely different. You can tell a huge difference between like Insania, Misha, like Boxy and AMMAR, you know, stuff. And there's like on Blitz and Chu, I think there's a huge difference. Like there's also personality difference, and there's more like I guess the Bonkers and Blitz also like in a way similar. Both are like the mental support of our team. And yeah, so that's why like working with Bonkers is so easy because I've been working with Blitz before and it is feels similar.
So I've seen this. I've witnessed this. Okay, I've witnessed Misha, this new kid that is now our coach, talking to Johan and Seb. I promise, this is a true story, and saying, "Okay, you are playing like a noob. This doesn't work. You playing this lane wrong." And Seb and Johan was like, "No, but I think that I'm doing it right because I'm this and this." He's like, "No. You playing like a noob." And Johan, instead of saying, "Dude, who the fuck are you, kid?" he was like, "Okay, tell me how do I do it differently?" And he was super open. Like, I think that's the key of the mentality of OG, you know? Like, it doesn't matter if I won 3 times, doesn't matter if I won 2 times, doesn't matter if you never won one. If you have something that I need, please tell me. Because I just want to get better, you know? We don't care who comes up with the idea. And now bringing Chu as well, who has this hunger and this also like authenticity to him, you know? Maybe it works better that if we brought a coach that has been around for 10 years and it's like, oh, this is how you play Dota. You guys are all in a way of figuring out together. And I would say, Taiga, I'm bringing it to you. My one criticism that I had for Liquid and Insania and the old roster is that I think that they were all extraordinary players, but all of them saw, I think, in my opinion, Dota a little bit different. And I think if we saw your games some of the times last year, it was hard to see a unified vision. And I think that that was the thing that Liquid needed to unlock to be maybe the best team in the world. And here, we might not have yet the talent that you guys had last year, but we are, in a way, trying to figure out how do we build this together, you know? So we never have that problem. And that was the old roster as well for us. So I would say that's the OG Dota more than anything else. Did you feel that way?
Yep.
I know, maybe I'm trying to pull the string, but it's not coming out. But I would say it was very clear for anybody that understood Dota, how in Liquid you build a system of controls where you would do things unified at the same time, and that was like a unified forces, which is why, in a way, there were some times that you guys look indestructible. Like, nobody could beat Liquid at some points. Unfortunately, most of the times it was against us, unfortunately for us. I think you played the best fucking Dota against us every time.
I think
Every time.
yeah, we knew you guys so well. We watched a lot of your guys' games, and I think we played similar, like in a way similar playstyle, and it made us a lot more comfortable playing against you guys because we were playing the same thing and we know what to expect. You guys are playing fast, and yeah, but I guess one of our weaknesses, as you said, like it's probably like become unified at some point. We're not really consistent. We in one way or another, we will become the best team, we'll probably win a tournament, and then the next tournament we'll probably place last, you know, pretty inconsistent in our gameplay, and it shows a lot. You can look at our results, and you can see like suddenly we're top 3, and the next tournament we bottom 12, like, and it keeps going on, you know. So yeah,
When you played ESL, you guys were fantastic. When you won that ESL tournament, you guys played amazing. It was a great tournament.
that was great. Best feeling ever. Actually, one of the best. Not the
Which one did you win, Tommy? Which one did you win?
ESL won Germany, I think. It was not a LAN. It was online.
But it was one of the big online tournaments that we won that we played last year. It was, I think, it was November, December.
November 2020, 2020, wasn't it?
20?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think
It was a great tournament.
I watched those games. Good games. Very good. Those.
Yeah, they were really good. So Misha, what's next for you? What are you guys gonna be looking at? What is the next bootcamp? What is the next season? I don't know. Where are you right now in your Dota journey?
Oh, Dota journey. We are getting closer to the middle. We are going to bootcamp, like, or maybe bring few people here, like for example AMMAR and stuff, like in like few weeks or maybe less. So bootcamp very possible very soon, but maybe a bit delayed. We will see.
Okay.
And about how we are going, like as I said, we are trying to first of all play a lot. We are trying to play at least the same as other teams or more. So we are trying not to be lazy. We are trying to build a system where every day looks a bit similar, because it's been a mess sometimes, and we are trying to make it so, for example, we can watch replays more consistently, so we can talk about Dota more consistently, and it's not like few days in a row you talk about it, and then you just play, you forget everything, and then it goes bottom again. We definitely want to like make it more systemized, but not in a way where you box players. Like you still give them freedom, but we are trying to be more as a team now. Now it's a big process. Like now we are not like trying to understand each other like we used to be. Now it's the most important. Now we are trying to understand how to outplay other players as a team, as a unit. What to do together to outplay them. What are they thinking and how to break them. And we are thinking and talking mostly about it. And I think it will be the biggest boost. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you think that, for example, I want to talk about Boom for a second, because they had an incredible tournament. Do you think that they figured out things before everybody else, or just this playstyle? What is their biggest strength?
I mean, first of all, I have no idea when, out of what this type of play like comes. Like I've seen they played pretty good Dota, but I've seen other teams in other region play pretty good Dota. But it's the Boom who beat everyone. Like it's not like I could instantly notice them among everyone. Like, or maybe I just didn't pay enough attention, and other people could, but I couldn't. So I just think people just catch a feeling of like how to play together, how to lane together, how to pick heroes, and it all comes together, and it's a snowball feeling. You know, you make a few good calls in one game. Next game you are much more confident, and somebody else also can speak, and then next game you win, and then I can play this, we can do this as a team, now we can do this as a team. And I think they progressed very fast. They were very strong and solid at the beginning. I think there is partly the thing, as you said, they figured out something, but partly I think they were just very good as a team because they had to improve every day. They had to adapt to every enemy. Everyone tried to crush them because like they were winning everyone, but they managed to do it. Like, so basically they're good teammates, I guess. And figured some things out. Yeah, I mean, great story.
So now you're gonna stay in Lisbon, Misha. Is Chu gonna stay in Lisbon as well with you the whole time?
Yes.
Amazing. And is Juragi gonna be there with you as well?
Yeah, he sits next to me.
Okay, pull him. I want him to say hi. So it's like,
sorry, he's in ranked. It's too important.
Right, all good. So it will be like the three of you are gonna be there the whole time, and then Johan is there. Well, he will go there next week, and then we're trying to figure out Alan when to bring Tommy and then AMMAR to Lisbon.
Tommy's super easy because he's his passport allows him. easy access, so Tommy can pop over as and when he feels the need. The need is more likely when AMMAR's there, whose visa applications are a little bit more difficult. I think you can't get a tourist visa at the moment, so we need to apply for a business visa and these things. So we expect maybe that will take a couple of weeks, the process. And realistically, we'll bring him over regardless of the need, because we need to start the process of a longer term visa, because the first visa you get maybe only 16 days. And then the second visa you might be able to apply for a month. And then hopefully you get the 1 year visa the third time. And then, we'll be able to, and then having AMMAR come to and from should be pretty straightforward. But
and to Dubai, he went with his brother as well. How was that? How was having AMMAR's brother again?
So it even that was difficult, because we actually had to get a visa for his mother as well, to say that his brother could be his legal guardian. So it's not just a case of him and his brother get on a plane and happy days. It's his mother needs to sign a letter. We need to get a visa done, and it's not any one step is necessarily complex, but there are just so many of them, and you don't necessarily know what they are. When we were talking about a visa for him to come over to Portugal, there was a point where his mother would have to fly to Egypt to deal with the embassy in Egypt, because there wasn't because we were dealing with the Spanish embassy, because the Portuguese one was closed. Portugal and Spain work closely together. So
I see we are doing much to bring him here. Let's go, AMMAR.
Yeah,
as much AMMAR as
to
possible.
The fans,
Let's go.
Yeah, to the fans that worry that we're ignoring AMMAR and leaving him at home, it's definitely not the case. I promise you. I've and the guys, and we've got lawyers involved. There's a lot of conversations around it. We are trying, I promise.
So I will tell you guys one secret for the fans. Everyone was looking at AMMAR this summer. Everyone. And a lot of people did not choose to even talk to him because they didn't want to deal with the complications of passports, age, and all that. But when Misha told us this is the guy that we want, then we needed to create a system of support, of lawyers, of people that were going to be literally working to make AMMAR and BCM a possibility. Because we looked at it and it said, okay, it's going to cost us this money, it's going to cost us this time, it's going to cost us this trouble, Many other teams will have said, well, fuck it, it's not worth it, just get the other guy. But when Misha told us, but this is the guy, that's it. I don't think you got any opposition from either Johan, Sepp, or me, or any of the players. We were like,
it was awesome. I was concerned, and I said maybe I shouldn't, maybe it's too much, but everyone just encouraged me and told me you should go, don't even think about it. So I had a bit of dark emotions, because I'm oh, maybe it will be very hard, I don't know, but I really like him, and just everyone said me and you and Sepp and Johan, and they all say let's go, if you really feel you do it, and I did it. And I don't regret it.
Of course.
I think it went good.
We just knew it was going to take a little bit more paperwork and a little bit more money and a little bit like this, hey, we wanted to be here, but he's not here yet. But if you think about it for the long term, all these things are going to be solved in 6 months to 7 months. And then you have a teammate that you want maybe for the rest of your life if things worked out, for the next 4 or 5, 6 years. So yeah, and I'm glad, because I think also his family was very supportive about OG. When we met with them and his brother and his family, they knew that if AMMAR had to join a team with his current circumstances, he needed to have the team that had the resources to actually make it happen. Because otherwise he will have found a lot of trouble if he joins a Tundra or a Tickles. Maybe they didn't have the expertise that we have doing this. But now they're getting, actually, both of them are signed with the organization, so they're good for that. But yeah, no, it's good.
One thing that's interesting about his brother as well is that we assume sometimes, I think, that he's, because AMMAR is employed by us, that his brother is available to help. But his brother comes over to help AMMAR. He has to be his legal guardian. But his brother also runs 2 businesses. So it's not like his brother's coming along for the fun ride, It's like he's sacrificing, I guess, the time of his own businesses to help AMMAR's career, and
that's amazing.
Shout out to him for doing that, because I don't know how much more complicated if he didn't. It could be a complicated situation just made worse if he wasn't there to help us as well. And with him understanding the visa process partly as well, he's been there to help me help AMMAR as well. So
That's amazing.
it's a
It
good.
was part of
good
our
family
talk with
system.
him. He said that he was going to support his brother. He understood that this was his brother's dream, and he said, like, look, as long as I have time, I will do my best to support him. I think
Yeah.
that without his brother, it would have been harder for me to say yes. And when we
Yeah.
talked to his brother, he was like, yeah, we're all in. The family will support it. There's obviously, we need you guys to take care of these 6 things, and this is very important for us. And besides that, we will support you. Okay, I would say we're going to have the last topic of conversation before we wrap things up.
Let's do it.
What was the best moment for you in this Dubai tournament, Taiga? Best moment for you?
So the best moment was obviously, I think, I was meeting the AMMAR. I was looking forward to meeting AMMAR for the first time after playing for months together. Yeah, and that was really exciting. He was just the same as I thought he would be. It's just that he was a lot more shy and in real life. And also Dubai, I was expecting it to be like very, very hot, but it wasn't as hot. It was actually, the weather was amazing. It was about perfect when it was even the evening. The other morning it's way too hot, but like when the evening is so chill and perfect. No rain. The sun is not too hot. The wind is cold. I liked it a lot. We did a lot of things really together. Like me and Chu went out to do sand biking. I think that's probably one of the most fun thing.
I saw that. It was awesome.
Yeah, and then the sand, and then of course,
That's the highlight of the
I
tournament.
mean the highlight of playing on the stage. I really like playing on the stage. Even better if there was audience, but can't be too greedy. I think we played 2 times on stage, and our atmosphere was really great for being on stage. I really liked it. So
Okay, awesome. For you, Misha, you were not there, but what was your favorite part about the tournament?
I mean, as I said, that the fact that team didn't stop and kept improving, lose, improve, win, improve, and they didn't fall apart. First of all, they have no player like that was supposed to play with them. Second of all, like this player is a captain, easy to get lost, easy to get tilted after a lose, easy to get mad at someone, easy to get lost in the game, easy to do a lot of things, and they didn't fail at like 99 things out of 100. Like they did so many things like in a perfect way. Like I've seen like there are games like I'm watching the first 30 minutes, like it's all perfect, every click by everyone, and I'm really proud like the way they progressed throughout the tournament and the way they took losses. Also, Tommy said it. I think we got like much stronger at it. Like, and it's a very important skill. It wasn't like the best. I can say like our skill. Like we weren't taking losses as we should, but it's not like horrible or anything. But it's not like how I see it should be to be like the champion, to be to really be the team, the only one. And now we got a bit closer to the picture that I have in my head, how you should take losses, and that's the highlight of the tournament for me. Big highlight.
Amazing. Alan, for you?
Can I go? Yeah. So
Yes,
it's
but
the
give
same
me
for
like
me.
a 20-second story, not like a 4-part story where you
Oh.
end up in the shrine with your friends.
Yeah, that was cool. So for me, it's a very similar thing to what Misha said. It was actually when we lost. So I was backstage, and you're watching it. We get a live feed at there, and I know we've lost. So I'm trying to get to the players as soon as possible, right? And as I'm going up the stairs, the first person I see is Uragi, and he's looking across the team, and it looks like he's laughing, or they're fine. And at that moment, I thought, okay, this team is way stronger than I thought, and they were not enjoying the loss or anything like that, but they weren't mad. They understood what happened, and then Tommy, actually, credit to him, got the guys together, and they started doing like a huddle on stage. But then we got ganked by Maposhka to go and.
I think that was partly Chu as well.
But that for me.
I think Chu was the one also.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But that for me just showed, because we've had flare-up moments, we've had times where it's been rough and people want to say something. But for me, when you've been eliminated on the stage, and if you can walk off with a smile and your head held a little bit high, you're good, right? Like you can carry on improving. Yeah, you can improve in the future, but if you can take it with respect, it's good. And I thought it was wonderful.
Awesome. I think for me, the best part was that even though this is not, we haven't really pushed hard to get anything that maybe made OG, we have actually found that what makes OG is getting the right people and entrusting them. We don't really have to push anything else. Everything else just happens, you know? And I think that by the time we trusted Misha and we saw Misha, he has, in a way, made this team OG just by being who he is. And we never wanted this to be the OG 2.0. We never needed this to be like this, but there's a lot of similarities that are there. And maybe, you know, maybe you start thinking is nature or nurture, you know? And maybe it's when you have all this mentality and you have this friendship and you have this and you have this, maybe this is the way that Dota OG looks like. And I said it many times, I'm very happy and very hopeful and actually very excited about the future. Because I think we're still playing like the level 2 of what we can be. There is still 8 levels ahead of us. And by the time we get there, people are gonna be scared of you, Misha, and of you guys. And that, I'm looking forward to that. Of the, oh shit, OG is coming, you know? I need that and I want that. Because we had that before, and now it's like, hey, OG is coming. It's like, yeah. But Secret already knows that OG is coming, you know? Secret already has learned our name. This puppy guy, you know? So now we need some of the other teams to start thinking
Yes,
that
we
way.
need Liquid to start thinking that way too.
We think about it, even when we won TI twice, you know, we still had like these rock, paper, scissors, you know, where it was we'll beat Nigma will beat Secret will beat us. So
Absolutely.
as long as you consistently can beat the same teams, you know, that's a great place to build from. If you can consistently put 2 zeros on Secret, that's a great place to start. Because dude, Johan and Seb broke Nigma. We got broken by that, and then they broke Nigma.
Yeah, they
Like,
did.
When Nigma saw that OG was coming, he was like, oh shit. Because then Nigma will get Secret and they will dumpster Secret. And they will dumpster everybody else. But the time we got there, we were in their heads. Like Secret was in our heads, you know? So this is it's fun. We're in a great place of Dota. And I'm very happy that there is that the spirit is there. Because I think they add a whole different level, you know? Because before it was just Secret, Nigma, Liquid, OG. Secret, Nigma, Liquid, OG. And now you have Spirit. Super fun team to watch. And now you have these booms. I mean, for me, boom, remember it was when TNC won the major in 2019. I think it was the Chongqing major? Or the Germany major. But anyway, they had this run. They were fucking incredible. You're always going to have this...
That would have been with Tim's as well, who's in Boom.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct. So they had like these incredible runs. So we're always going to have these incredible runs what makes Dota amazing. Or Beast Coast having this amazing run, you know? Yeah. I mean, please, NA teams, just feel free to have an amazing run anytime soon, you know? Anytime. With no hurry. Whenever you feel like joining Dota...
My favorite is still the team in TI. Oh, you're going to have to edit this now because I can't remember their name. The TI5 with QO, Forev,
MVP Phoenix.
And they were just MVP Phoenix. That's it. Yeah, that for me was the most.
Ayo Bristolback.
It was
running
they were very
everything
united.
they did. Yeah, it was
together.
just crazy to watch. Right, there'd be a spirit breaker in almost every game, I think, and they'd just
March plays Spirit Breaker.
I think
Spirit Breaker
so, yeah.
offlane. March.
Yeah, and when you just get something exciting like that, it's.
I mean, because people see that they just have 5 players, underdogs, and they just play for one strat together, and they give everything, and they just commit so hard to make it work, and everybody loves those toys. They're the best. Like they're not like 5 high skills. They're like 5 good boys trying to make strat work. Like it's the best to cheer for them. Of course, everybody loves it.
It was amazing. Even what was the Greek squad? You know, the Greek squad that it was on the.
Adfinem?
He was with them. He was
Adfinem,
with them
yeah,
on
with
TI. Well,
Adfinem.
That was great.
Almighty.
Another great run. What was the major? It was like the Boston major with that.
Boston.
Yeah, he was with them. They got second place. Right?
Yeah, got beaten by, I can't remember, some ragtag team that didn't go on to do much, I think. I can't remember who was in it. I think it was...
I can see that you're still not salty about it.
The saltiest thing, and I'm going to say it on the podcast, I don't know if he listens, the saltiest thing that after we lost the Boston Major to OG is that I was so salty, I think Seb did a interview that was purely in French on a website I was so salty, I translated it to English. And he was saying something along the lines of, oh yeah, we knew everything that Ad Finem were going to do. And I was mad about that, because the problem is we knew everything that OG was going to do, because I think at the time they were even, you'd have flight. This is one of my long stories.
Everybody knew what we were going to do at TI9, and nobody could stop it.
It just doesn't matter.
Everybody knew.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
Everybody knew.
Yeah. What are you going to do if we do it that well? Well, you're going to lose.
We went, 12-0 with Ayo? Everybody knew. Everybody knew.
Yeah.
Nigma knew what they were going to do when they let Ayo go through, and they still couldn't stop it.
Yeah, because they backed themselves to beat it, right? But guess what? Sometimes you can't, whatever the, So I was so tilted after that major, just for that one article.
I was going to say, everybody knew what Spirit was going to do in the finals of TI. Everyone knew. PSG knew. When they let the Magnus go through on the last game, they knew, and they still couldn't stop it. That is the beautiful thing about Dota. You couldn't stop it. Collapse was just
those are the most fantastic performances, and my favourite individual performance is sort of the same thing. Do you remember Sumail Storm Spirit at DAC? He'd won the first, I think, because it was a best of 5. I think he'd won the first few games on his own, and when they just tried to, I think they were like sending 3 people to mid, almost the entirety of the first 5 minutes. Yeah, they just wanted to end his game, and he gets a Bloodstone on Storm Spirit and just wins it on his own, and it's just amazing to see that when even you know what's going to happen, you put everything into it, and it's just like, no, sorry, too good.
That's
nice try. Yeah, there you go.
Amazing. Well, we should have you guys more often. We obviously enjoy a lot, and I know all the fans always are like, okay, this is really fun, but can you actually bring the Dota guys? So now my question is, do you think that if we actually bring Juragi, AMMAR, and BCM, this would be a very silent podcast, or they will talk?
They will talk.
Yes.
I think they will talk.
Very silent podcast.
I think they will die. They will instantly die. Just you will see skeletons on chairs.
I think.
I think.
Like, okay, if you talk about Dota, I think AMMAR can talk to you not for days. There you have your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll bring. Yeah. Then I should bring Seb and Johan to talk Dota instead of just me, all this shit that I talk.
That would work.
It would have to be, a very open conversation where you let AMMAR almost say what he wants, and I don't know where you're going to get to with that.
I have a feeling that AMMAR is going to say whatever he wants, regardless of what I ask.
So, yeah, that's why I think your podcast is a dangerous idea. So.
Now we can edit all this. Anyway, guys, this is getting long. This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. We can't wait to be in Lisbon with all of you guys. Finally, I have still never been with some of you in Lisbon, so I hope to make it this time. And I hope everybody has liked the podcast. I am once again being told to please like and subscribe, and in the comments tell us questions that we that you might want us to ask to the players, or any suggestion of new guests that you guys might want. And thank you so much, everybody. Cheers.
Subscribe, boys.
Subscribe, please.
Subscribe
and like.
More reviews.
And follow.
Get your friends to subscribe as well.